reason.
They're doing well. They're doing well, but I think
Back,
that
back,
they
back
find
in the
it a privilege
building.
and honor to sort of
What
take
up?
care of their family. Well,
What
Terry
up?
Tari, she says, it is
What
great
up,
for people,
Atala?
especially
There go my
parents,
niece
grandparents, brothers and sisters, if they
up in the
are on the
house.
right road. But if I had money of
Yep.
a million of a millionaire and billionaire, I would start a foundation. I think that's smart, and maybe get the
Hit
family
the
together
like,
that way.
share, and
Mandy says
subscribe.
she would do it all over again.
Like,
She needs to keep her family
share,
business off the
subscribe.
internet. Woo!
Like,
I agree.
share,
Okay, yeah,
subscribe.
definitely that.
Dio!
All his money, Forrest Harrison says. Yes, Forrest Harris, excuse me, Gary Coleman is one of several
Like,
different conversations
share,
surrounding minors who were
subscribe.
taken advantage of. I know Shirley Temple was another one. That's really way back. And I'm
It's that
sure
time.
before we had
It
the
did.
previous law, I'm sure there were many minors who were taken advantage of by
Like,
their parents or any of the
share,
other people
subscribe.
who were around. So I definitely agree with that. Terry Tari again says a foundation is good for people who are rich. They can help other people and help themselves at the same
Like,
time.
what
I
up,
agree. I
Francisco
agree with all of
Black?
that. I think at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Pasadena.
Everybody does what
Dina
works for
Love,
them,
Rose
and
City,
so I'm not
land
mad
of
at
the
it.
pretty, the nitty, the
And
gritty.
I
Come
think
on,
this
Dina Love.
sort
You know
of
what it is. Jay Jamerson.
this sort of
Let me shout out Jay
interesting
Jamerson, man. The last
dynamic
time
when
I
it
came to
comes to
Houston,
parent and
Texas,
child. Now that the child is
Jay
making more
Jamerson,
money and
if I could
you try
say
to
this,
parent them, it's just like, wait, hold up, I'm taking care of
from
you too. So
Dallas.
it does get a little weird. It does get a little
Jay
weird. But let me stay in my local
rolled
business.
all the way
No
from
longer
Dallas
part of
to
the industry.
Houston,
Now I'm gonna start
Texas.
in college. They're gonna be making their money their own way. Chris Gunther, it is always a
Oh, my
pleasure to have
bad,
you on. Please let
Francisco.
everybody know where they can
It's
find you
Fresco
online.
Black.
You guys can find
My
me
bad,
on
dog.
social media at Chris Gunther. Be sure to check out my
I
website,
took a picture with the brother.
thechrisgunther.com,
He came
my
supported.
YouTube show, The Chris Gunther Show, and be sure to
Got a
catch me on
book.
KBLA
Brought
Talk
me some
Radio with
t-shirts
Robin
from
Hayes.
his
Love you, sis.
business.
Peace and love. God bless. We
Brother
appreciate you as
solid, man.
always. You guys, Rod Squad, thank you
And
so
Jay
much for coming
Jamerson, when
down
he
with
came
me.
to LA,
I appreciate you
I
guys so
missed
very
him.
much. And you
And it's
came and helped
crazy that I
change
missed him
the station.
because
We
I was in the
started with
chairman's
Joe
lounge. It's
Williams, the
just that
voice
the
of
door was
reason, and
closed and
us talking
nobody
about
told
bringing
me he
fire
was
playing
there. He came
holographic
to the cigar
suggestions
lounge.
in your comfort zone. A deeper look at moving outside of your core attachment. Wounds influence. Wow, it sounds like it's about to get deep. He's about to bring the fire. So don't go anywhere. My name is Robin Ayers. I appreciate all of you so very much. Remember today and every single day forward to be a blessing. KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
Yeah. Everybody hit that like button. Like it, share it, so we could get in the algorithm. Do you know last night's show? After we got off the air, last night's show had 10,000 views. 10.9 thousand views. That's why every little like matters. The like is a vote of confidence. We had 10.9 thousand views. You understand? So these likes mean something. So everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Let's do it. Share it. Let people know, hey man, the voice of reason finna go nuts. Yeah, we had a lot of folk up in here. ADOS, Kansas City, Missouri, checking in. I see you. Melody Waters, always good to have you up in here, sweetheart. 27 people, only 14 likes. That ain't gonna get it done. Let's get it done tonight. Zoe Williams, the voice of reason in the building, got a crazy topic. When you call in, I'm setting up the topic for you to call in. So when you call in, just remember, no profanity. We're on terrestrial radio, not Sirius XM. This is terrestrial radio, the radio you hear in your car. This is the behind the scenes. All right. Shout out.
Follow the leader. 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 Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door. Okay, hold on a second.
Yo.
Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story. So she's driving me insane.
Yes, sir. DJ Polar Bear. Every day and every night.
Please give some advice so we can see the light.
So is your mom. Hey, it's finna go down. Hit that like button. Hit the like. Hit the like. Hit the like. What up? I'm good. My day was good. Hope yours is good too.
For better or for worse, right? That's the ethos of marriage. And so what does that mean? Well, it means that you and your wife or your husband will face the ultimate catastrophes of life together. And that if you do that properly, you'll face them together voluntarily. And if you do that in the right spirit, then you'll face the ultimate catastrophes of life voluntarily, aimed at the good, with your eyes open, well, interacting in a truthful manner. And that will, if you do that, that will be the best antidote to the catastrophe of life that you can possibly manage. And so that's a way better vision than what did you call it? The question was that the woman be submission. Submission, yeah, submission to her husband. Now, each of you should jointly submit to the spirit that makes your relationship redemptive and dynamic. And that's a much better way of thinking about it. So there's an element of submission in some sense that's involved, but it's not unidirectional, and it's never been conceptualized that way in classic thought, not by people who thought deeply about such things. And you submit, in a marriage, but to what? Well, both of you, if you have any sense, submit to the absolute necessity of maintaining a positive relationship over the longest possible term in the most diverse possible situations, right? Because you're going to experience great joy together and also great catastrophe. And so, and you're in it for the long run in principle. And so both of you have to submit yourself to the necessity of acting toward one another in a manner that makes that long-term iterated play most productive. And there's a submission in that. That's the submission of maturity. That's the Adoption of voluntary responsibility. That's putting away childish things. It's not doing today what you know will damage you or your partner tomorrow. It's foregoing impulsive hedonistic pleasure. All of that in the service of something that's genuinely higher.
My God. Dr. Jordan Peterson up there cooking with the rarest grease. Let me shout out Robin from the Rob Report. Thank you, sweetheart. She done pulled up my topic and told everybody what it was. I'm so appreciative of Robin. Y'all got to tap in. She's my lead-in, and she be cooking. I be outside her studio when she's talking and she's on the radio. I'll be like, I want to jump in here and say something. She be on it. Thank you, Robin, for the shout out. Let's get to it. Today's topic is deep. Aren't they all, though? This is one of those ones. Fear and ego has really destroyed relationships' purpose on earth. Relationships' purpose on earth, it's a self-discovery machine, right? And because of fear and ego, right, that fear keeps us from actually understanding why we're in this relationship. I always said relationships are more spiritual than they are social. You happen to live in a capitalistic, commercial, opportunistic, society that makes the external and superficial aspects of relating more appealing than the actual spiritual purpose of why we meet people and connect and bond on a certain level. So everybody got an opinion about it, whether it's a clinical opinion, whether it's a spiritual opinion, whether it's a metaphysical opinion, whether it's an anecdotal opinion. Why? Because we're all human beings and relationships are ubiquitous. Everybody has been in one, right? But what's very interesting here is that I have found, observing people, working with clinicians, working with spiritualists, what I found is a person will leave a particular person that irritates their demons. What do you mean? You should leave a person that irritates your demons, right? Right? No. That is your soulmate. The one who irritates and exacerbates the work within you. All you got to do is sit down and talk to people. Oh, the worst relationship I ever had, that person taught me the most about me. See, we live in a society that says ease is indicative of best or beneficial. If the relationship is easy, then this is the one. But we started the show with Jordan Peterson, Dr. Jordan Peterson. He said, for better or for worse. That is just something people say at a wedding. They don't really believe that. Do you know your relationship is designed to take your ass straight to hell? You and your partner are supposed to go to hell together. Here's the thing, you're not supposed to get stuck in hell. You're supposed to go to hell and come back. And a lot of people don't want to go to hell, even with somebody they say they love. See, saying you love somebody is one thing. Actually living in the frequency and the vibration of actually loving someone, that's the fuel. See, Alfred Korzybski, I love him too. He's a linguist. He says, again, the map is not the territory. See, we got the word. The word is the map. But words are symbols of reality. They're not reality. Do you understand? They're symbols of reality. Letters are symbols. When you arrange letters, you get words. Words imply meaning, right? You say, what is love? Well, all we got is the word. Most of us don't have the reality. So when the hell heat get hot in your relationship, your wounds get triggered, you leave, right? You run up out of here. So let's get into tonight's topic. That's what it's about. It's going to blow your mind what we're going to talk about tonight. Holographic submission and your comfort zone. A deeper look at moving outside of your core attachment wounds influence. You guys know on this show, we mix the clinical, the spiritual, the metaphysical, the psychological, right? We mix it all together. See, everybody is born with an attachment style. There's 4 attachment styles, and only one of them is secure. The other 3 are insecure. Anxious, preoccupied, worthiness wound, inconsistent attunement from your primary caregiver, in and out, inconsistent. So that kid became the performer, the tap dancer, to chase their parents' acknowledgement, right? Anxious. Are you going to come show me love today? Is my dad coming today? Is my mother going to pat me on the hustle for external validation? Tell me I'm enough. Tell me I'm good enough. The pleaser, right? If I please my parent, they will acknowledge that I'm enough. Anxious, preoccupied, insecure attachment style. Oh, by the way, you get your attachment style from your primary caregiver. Dismissive, avoidant. Those emotions that you are expressing are not welcomed here. You cannot show the full range of how you feel and the subsequent expressions that come with it. It's inappropriate. Shut those feelings down. They won't benefit you. And then the parent could be disconnected themselves emotionally. I'm going to do for you, I'm going to provide for you, but I'm not going to open up and show you my full range of emotions. So you're running to the source of love, which is your primary caregiver, and they're not giving you what you need emotionally. So you start to realize, okay, I'll give it to myself. So now independence matters over everything. So when somebody in your adult relationship, oh, wait a minute, hold on. You mean to tell me these attachment styles follow you into adult relationships? Absolutely. But they're not concrete. Your attachment styles can be rewritten by you at any moment once you figure it out, right? But independence becomes the primary focus for the dismissive avoidant, their independence. So they throw themselves into work. They throw themselves into accomplishment. And when somebody leans in, they feel crowded, right? Because that's what you do in a normal relationship. We lean into each other. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't lean into me. Because over 35, 40 years of being an adult, I learned to self-soothe. I learned to deal with me. And when somebody tries to pour into me, what they say, the ick, it turns me off. I feel some kind of way, claustrophobic even. Then when you get to the fearful avoidant attachment style, this is the attachment style that has both core wounds, avoidance and anxious. They are the runner and the chaser from moment to moment. Typically, people who have the fearful avoidant, i.e. disorganized attachment style, right? experience some kind of trauma in their early childhood, whether it be emotional, psychological, physical, sexual. They experienced terror from their primary caregiver. So the source of love, my primary caregiver, is a figure that I am terrified of. And I don't know if it's safe to go to them to be reassured, to be comforted, because in one moment they might be able to do it, in another moment they might not. So when you're dealing with the avoidant styles, dismissive avoidant or fearful avoidant, disorganized, they can't, well, it's difficult. I won't say they can't, but it's difficult for them to view nurturing and love and caring as a good thing. They see it as a potential letdown. A dismissive avoidant will keep a list of things when the relationship is going well. They will be constructing a list of things that might go wrong so they can justify their eventual exit. Because closeness represents disappointment. Are you listening? Listen to this topic. Projection or protection? Woo. How your shadow controls your submission in relationships. Exploring Krishnamurti's idea that surrendering to God is surrendering to your projections. Are your relationships shaped by your hidden fears? Attachment theory's dark side. How comfort zones sabotage vulnerability and love. Can you imagine the avoidant basically saying, I need the wrong person because the wrong person won't come at me with love, because love is the enemy. Closeness is the, when we come forward, the voice of reason. We're going to keep this fire lit when we come forward. We got so much to talk about. Let's get it. Yeah. One 1-800-920-1580. Everybody hit the like button. The more we hit the like button, the more people will come in. Let's get it. Let's get it. Who's calling in tonight? Who's calling in tonight? Nothing to debate on this kind of topic. What do you mean, hustle? There's always something to talk about. What up, what up, what up? Everybody hit that like button. Show your love for your brother. By a show of hands. By a show of hands. No. Put up a fire emoji. A fire emoji represents this is the only place you can get this content. Or a fist represents, I can get this content somewhere else. By a show of emojis. Fire, this is the only place you can get this kind of content with this kind of clarity. Or a fist that says, I could get this somewhere else. Y'all tell me, can you get this content somewhere else? Who's doing it like this? And I know all my moderators are showing love and my family. Y'all in here showing love. But I'm talking about the lurkers, the people in the background who just be watching, don't say what's up. They just come in, watch the show, and then they left. See, they know I was talking to them. Then they left. You underdig? Live in 30 seconds. Yeah, put up a poll. Can somebody do a poll? Well, can a moderator do a poll? Lewis Jones. Y'all moderators, can y'all do a poll?
It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. What holds up spiritual progress is resistance, huh? This resistance is automatic. You can presume that it's going to go on its way, because the ego, as I explained before, has a vested interest in positions. I mean, the vested interest in being right. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm right. Now, people are willing to die for being right, so you're not talking about something that is mild. The ego will just soon see you dead as long as it remains right. And it kills people right and left every day, doesn't it? Rather die than say you're wrong. So the investment that the ego has is its own survival. The ego is not interested in your survival. You know that your mind is not even interested in your own survival? He'll put you over the cliff anytime he wants to prove a point. It's not your friend. It's interested in its own narcissistic self-satisfactions. Its prime satisfaction, its prime delusion, is the main resistance is the narcissistic core of the ego is its belief in its own sovereignty. Becoming enlightened is really overcoming the claim and the domination of the ego to maintain its sovereignty. It will maintain its sovereignty at the price of your physical life. It will put you to death anytime rather than let you become enlightened.
Whew. Dr. David R. Hawkins. So psychologically, you got three aspects of the ego. Two of them are subconscious. The id and the superego, subconscious, right? Then you have your conscious ego, which is the mediator between the two. The id is right now, right now. I need it right now, right now, right now. Let's go. I want it now, 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 now. That's your id. Your superego is super moral. No delayed gratification. Let's keep working. Let's make our way to this point, and let's get there eventually. Your conscious ego, right? That is the moderator. It tries to find a synthesis between the two. Now, taking what Dr. Hawkins just said, your ego will kill you trying to save itself. This is why the ancient Hindus said, hey, we need to achieve a state of no mind through meditation, because it is the psychological wounds that affect our mind and body that keeps us trapped in a moment we were hurt in childhood. This is why the Hindu or the Buddhist or the Taoist would say, let's get to a state of no mind, to where the past psychological knowledge has no effect on us, right? See, can you imagine what happens when your ego is shaped by childhood trauma, by childhood dysfunction? You gonna pick somebody safe. Who is safe? The person that won't challenge the authority of your wounds. Do you understand? An avoidant type will date somebody that doesn't want closeness, and they'll think that's who I'm supposed to be. This is good for me. No, it's good for the wound. That's what tonight's topic is about. An anxious person will seek somebody who will constantly pour validation into them. You're enough, you're enough, you're enough, you're good, you're good, you're good. But will totally be blind to the fact that that person is cosplaying. Well, you're getting what you wanted, right? Listen to me. Are y'all listening? Mirror or mirage? Why we fall for partners who reflect our wounds. Whew. Are you ready? Are you ready for tonight's topic? When we come forward, the voice of reason going to the phone lines. Let's get it. I'm telling you right now, listen to me, y'all. I promise you, 2025 is upon us. I ain't gonna be here forever. I'm letting you know. I ain't gonna be doing this forever. This ain't no lifetime shit. You better get in while you can. See, let me tell you something about what makes us comfortable. As long as we getting what we think we want, what entertains us, what holds our attention, what makes us think, what makes us feel something, as long as it's there, we'll keep going back to the well, right? Without a single thought of appreciation, of gratitude, of the now. Like, man, I'm just so grateful to be here at this moment. We don't even think that. We think another night of fire, right? We think, oh, like clockwork, that brother. Listen, Krishnamurti taught for 60 straight years. After he dissolved, I think it was in 1928 or 1932, after he dissolved the Theosophical Society, he dissolved all of these orders that they made him the head of. And from that moment, he gave back all the money. Here, take the money. Here, take the castles. They will literally worship that man as a god. He gave all of it back. I renounce all of this. And from that moment forward, it was perpetual teaching around the world without the internet. The people just got habituated to him. They knew, oh, in the springtime, he's going to be at Brockwood Park in England. People would just start showing up, and next thing you know, that little old man will walk out and sit on a chair and start teaching. People knew, oh, when it get cold everywhere else, he gonna be in California, Ojai, They would just, at a certain time of year, they'd just start showing up. And he'll walk out and sit down. He did that until the day he died. Do you understand? People think you're going to always be here to give them what they're habituated to receive. Nah, not me. Not me. Put it in context. In 2.5 years, you guys got nearly 500 episodes for basically for free. Put it in context. No disrespect to anybody. We'll make a millionaire out of somebody that's detrimental to our society because they're entertaining, because it's drama, or because it's some bullshit. Do you understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? And then when the shit that had meaning bounce, hey, whatever happened to whoop-de-whoop? I'm trying to tell y'all. Man. I'm trying to tell y'all. You gotta take the value of what's being presented and put it to use in yourself. I listen, in my 20s, I got turned on to Krishnamurti. One of the things that he did not fuck with authority. He said those who submit to authority, right, are conditioned for submission. He said, can't nobody be the authority of you, of your soul? What the fuck? That's why he was so hard on the people that came around. What did he say? He said, either we are doing this together or we're not doing this at all. Don't wait for the speaker to answer the question. It's not for me to answer. I'm asking a question so your soul could answer it for you. Don't give me an answer that you read in a book. Don't give me an answer that you heard some preacher or some other guru or what. Don't give me that. What is your soul saying? What is your discernment saying? What is your spirit saying? He was speaking to people's spirit. You understand? If we're not doing it together, we're not doing it at all. Whoever sent that super chat, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So there is nobody you can turn to. I wonder, one wonders if you really realize that. Nobody on earth or in heaven is going to help you. You can pray unto that which you pray to is the creation of your own thought. And one wonders if you actually face this fact. or surreptitiously, in our anxiety, in our confusion, we turn to another.
Man, tonight's topic is going to be deep. Get to your phone lines. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. I got a caller on the line, but let me just set up a little bit more, and then I'm going to jump to this caller. We all want to be comfortable. What are the hidden costs of comfort? Are you avoiding the partners who will heal you? A radical challenge to the idea that safety equals happiness, embracing discomfort for deeper connection, right? For better or for worse. You can't have feng without the shui. We just want feng. I just want feng shui. I don't want the I don't want the shui, feng shui. I don't want the shui. I just want feng. I don't want yin and yang. I want just yin. No, no, no. That's not how it works. You're supposed to grow through pleasure and pain. Pain is supposed to intensify your gratitude for the moments of pleasure you share together. Do you understand? What role do attachment styles play in one's perception of submission in relationship? Submission is just a euphemism for acceptance. Your ego, which is governed by your unhealed wounds, will not let you accept the flaws in your partner. Ooh, I know you ain't ready to hear that put that way. Let's do it again. What role do attachment styles play in one's perception of submission in relationships? Is submission negotiable? And does our level of security depend on our ability or inability to attach from outcomes? Well, if your relationships are governed by societal outcomes, as pretty as I am, do you think I'm going 50-50? That's what the girl told him. Look at me. Does it look like I go 50-50? That's what she said. See, we can have what society offers us. All we got to do is work hard. We can go get it. We can have that. But having what society offers, you know, Audi has a new e-tron out that I'm looking at. It's amazing. The e-tron is amazing. It is the new RS e-tron GT. It's the performance e-tron. It's 160,000, but I gotta have it. It's all electric. It has 925 horsepower and 0 to 100 in 3.2 seconds. It's amazing. Oh my goodness. See, it's very easy to have what society says you can have. Look at Diddy. He has everything that society said you could have. A black man as a music industry mogul. But if you don't heal what's in you that needs to be healed, you coming down the other side of the hill. I know you don't want to hear it put that way. Are we negotiating vulnerability for comfort in order to produce an outcome? How might we do a better job at discerning our own motives in regards to power dynamics within our relationships? In what ways do we self-sabotage to appease our wounds and maintain emotional comfort? How does this ultimately drive a wedge between us and a healthy partnership? True or false? You protect what you project in order to deflect the pain that your wound expects. What, Zoe? You in here rhyming? We rapping tonight. 1-800-920-1580. True or false? You project or you protect, right? What you project in order to deflect the pain that your wound expects. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines right now. See, I'm trying to tell you, your comfort zone keeps you stagnant. Comfort is consistent for a lot of people, right? That's what we're fighting for. We're fighting for the consistency of comfort. But what makes you comfortable? Excuse me. What makes you comfortable? Typically, whatever supply your wounds, unhealed wounds, unrequited wounds demand of you. Your unrequited wounds are the co-authors of your relationship expectations. Lord have mercy. What role does emotional intelligence play in navigating the complexities of submission and attachment in a relationship? In what ways can we cultivate resilience in the face of attachment wounds that inhibit our ability to submit authentically? How can understanding the psychology of dominance and submission inform our approaches to healing attachment wounds? See, this is bigger than the Cheesecake Factory ain't classy enough. This is bigger than that. This is bigger than Maestro's. This is bigger than Mr. Chow's. This is bigger than the fancy cologne and the tailored suit, right? This is bigger than what's on your key ring. This is bigger than sprinkle, sprinkle. I know y'all don't want to hear it put this way, but I gotta do it. We are so hurt and wounded. All we desire is to be comforted. But I'm here to tell you, on the road of life, a comfort, right? Momentary comforts are like pit stops on a cross-country journey. You know how you had to pull over, get a little gas, maybe get some sleep, maybe get something to eat. That's what comforts are in relationships. They are never long-lasting. The journey is what's with you most of the time. When I come forward, I promise you, I'm going to the phone lines. Let's get it. All right, y'all. I set it up. People always going to invest in the national security around the wounds. Look at, ooh. Marcel, call in, 1-800-920-1580. Call in. Now it's time to call in. I'm going to go heavy callers now. Let's call in and let's move quickly. Let's get some callers in here. Let's get a conversation going. Everybody hit that like button. 16 people in here or 11 people now haven't hit the like button. Please hit the like button. We are all under the same sprinkle of healing and relationship. Zoe, is the He Has Risen still in stock? It is, but I took it off my website over the last week because we have to put labels on it. I want to make sure that the labels are on it so people can know what's inside. Can everybody, it's 62 people in here, can everybody go to my Cash App and drop a $5 spot? It's 62 people. Can you imagine if 62 people went to my Cash App and supported it? My Cash App is $Zoe What Netter. $Zoe What Netter. All right, just $5. $5, cup of coffee. I think this content is worth $5. Do you think it's worth $5? Put up a fire emoji if you think it's worth at least $5. If you do it, thank you. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Please show your love, show your appreciation. Show love to your brother if you enjoy this content. Still 10 people who have yet, 12 people who have yet to hit that like button. Unlike the Cash App, guess what? The like button is free. Get us in the algorithm. Get YouTube talking about us. Have YouTube send this out to other people. Here we go. Thank you for the fire emojis. Man, there he go. There go that man. John Gilbreth II, man. You let me just say this, John. In no way, shape, or form do I expect you to drop off a super chat every night. In no way, shape, or form do I expect that of you, brother. But let me just tell you, thank you. I appreciate your unwavering support, both on the phone lines, and on the Cash App. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. You can take a day off if you want. You can.
So everyone wants to be confident, and then there's this idea of fake it till you make it. What if you were confidently vulnerable? That's the key. Just be okay with not being okay. It's so endearing when you can communicate to another human that you just don't always feel comfortable in everything that you're doing. That confidence is actually what they love. It's not that you have to know everything. It's not that I've been doing this 30 years and so I know stuff. Just be comfortable in who you are as somebody that is out there figuring it out every day. So everyone wants to be confident, and then
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR is on fire tonight. Can you be confidently vulnerable? You got to get outside your comfort zone. And you got to understand who the architect of your comfort zone could be. You cannot let your wounds create your boundaries. What? What is so just? Ooh, somebody go meme it. I need to see that on Instagram. Somebody meme it, tag me. You cannot let your unhealed wounds be the architect of your boundaries. Because the hurt that's in the wound gets constructed into the boundary. Oh my goodness. We got callers on the line. Hustle from Miami, Florida. Hustle, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic, brother?
Well, I'm gonna just go off the dome with this one. Lately, I've been teaching my niece how to navigate relationships, not romantic ones, but just in general, based on attachment and things that I've learned and studied. One thing I noticed, when you get to a more healed space, you can kind of see things in others that reflect back to you what you used to be. Right? So when I see certain ways that she looks at things, I've been helping her, instructing her back towards a place of feeling secure, a place of understanding. Tell me what's going on inside of you, right? Don't be afraid to be uncomfortable. It's interesting that you brought this up as the topic because that's something I was telling her tonight. Like, lean into that uncomfortable area because it's better if you do it than having somebody else on the outside do it. Right? You don't. I'm gonna have you read 5 books, so it's better you go ahead and read 1 or 2 instead, right? And I think a lot of times our partners put us in that position where we have to go outside of ourselves to grow. Whereas if we did it from our own standpoint, we'd have to do less work.
That's heavy. Because life is about fluidity, right? You look up the word influencer. You look up the word influenza. You look up the word affluent. They're all sharing the same root, to flow, right? So when you have money, you have something that they call social mobility. When you don't have money, you are socially stagnant, right? Do you see? Now, relational mobility is about accepting who you are at your current state of development. How can anybody accept themselves if they refuse to look at themselves? Carl Jung, he'll tell you over and over again, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid looking at themselves. Why? Because if I see what I really am I going to like it? Am I going to approve of it? Nobody wants to be seen as broken, as maligned, as dark, as wounded. Nobody. This is why there's an overcompensation, right? If we get wounded by our primary caregivers, right? Okay, let me overcompensate by becoming the best child, because if I'm the best child, there's no way I can get ignored by my primary caregiver. Do you see that?
Can I be accountable about something?
Yes, please.
You just brought something to my attention. I would almost hold people back, or the person I'm with, I would hold them back from being fully themselves, so I wouldn't have to look at myself fully.
Ooh, don't show me all of you. Don't give me all of the chapters. I ain't ready. I hear you, brother. Talk to me about that.
Well, I guess it comes from that worthiness wound. Because if I show you everything I got, it ain't good enough. It's gonna feel like something.
Brother, can I give you this?
Go ahead.
If we can be envious of a false world, imagine the level of envy that will come from when you glow up from the inside. Have you ever been with somebody that was jealous of your light? That was jealous of your ascension upward? Because they knew, boy, if he get another rung up, we will no longer be compatible. He won't be compatible with the trauma bond anymore. I will lose him or her. Talk to me, brother.
But the beautiful thing about that is reaching that new height, that new space, finds back to you what you recognize as you are today. It multiplies the light. It's like flame. Two flames don't extinguish each other. The heat grows.
Keep going. Keep going.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Keep going. Keep going.
It's almost like using the mirror. The mirror works on autopilot, yes. But when you become conscious of it, you could use it as a tool to say, is this familiar to me, or is this familiar to who I was?
Well, who were you? Let's distinguish that.
Well, that's the thing. To even learn who you were, that takes so much digging from understanding where you came from, also the motivations to where you're going. Because a lot of times where we want to go is only to escape who we were. It ain't even about who we should be. It's just to get away from that uncomfortable spot. Sometimes that uncomfortable place is the best place to be. That's why I say I go forward towards failure now. That's what I tell my niece. Don't be afraid of the failure. You just need to know you're around somebody where it's okay to fail. And this is what I mean by the women need to learn. You have to let the space be comfortable for the man to fail. Same thing with men, because we lead it, but at the same time, they need to nurture that place. That's what Sister Nikki was talking about so beautifully.
Brother, let me just say, man, I appreciate the insight, man. Guess what you just did? Dade County is in the house. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. I want to shout out Carl from Pasadena. He gave me his book. I saw him at the Sweet Spot event. Carl showed up and gave me his book, man. I appreciate you, Carl. Thank you so much. You brought Pasadena in the building on so many occasions, and I appreciate the work. I'm going to read it. It's going to be amazing, man. The crucial point is, by changing ourselves, we change the world. As we become more loving on the inside, healing occurs on the outside. Much like the rising of the sea level lifts all ships, so the radiance of unconditional love within a human heart lifts all life. David R. Hawkins' Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender is the book that I just quoted from. Listen, just because the mold made you doesn't mean it has the right to slay you. Break your mold. Dismissive avoidant, fearful avoidant, disorganized, anxious preoccupied. Break the damn mold. You got to get outside your comfort zone. You got to stop picking the safe person. And I'm not asking you to be with somebody abusive. I'm not asking you to be with somebody disrespectful. But if you so happen to come into someone's presence like that, yes, get away from them. But also do an inner audit to find where you disrespect yourself. How am I disrespecting myself? Where's that damn magnet in my soul so I can oust it? When we come forward, more from the callers. Melody, get in here. You cooking, Melody. You might as well join. Courage is never found in the safe zone. Woo! Somebody call in and say that point. Where Nzinga at? I'm missing Nzinga's voice. Nzinga, you have an amazing voice. You, Mimi, y'all got the voice. Y'all like Whitney Houston and Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. Y'all got the voice. Everybody hit that like button. Don't forget to support me on my Cash App if you can. Girl 6 is... That was a dope ass movie, by the way, Girl 6. Did I get his ass? Bow. Got him. Caught him slipping. Fuck, you gonna fly right by my face and think you ain't gonna get caught up. Hit your brother's Cash App, $ Zoe what netter. Zoe out here like a Venus flytrap, no doubt. Fruit, somebody brought fruit in here, something like that.
Of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm you to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom
Bow, got his ass.
fantasies and fetish? Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy. How about this? The child wasn't his, and you still had to pay child.
Your body, your ass blood.
Oh, that right. Mama's baby, daddy's maybe. I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
Some type of fruit fly, that's all. If you got it, share it. That Cash App is right there. $sign Zo What Nutter.
Why can't you open up, brother? I'm a karate man. Karate man moves on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses. Yeah. How do you rate William so well? So William. Reason and accountability. The voice of reason. In the beginning, the primary skills that make a connection strong are different than the primary skills that make a connection grow into a solid, lasting commitment. In the beginning, it's going to have more of a focus on the masculine elements, the attraction, that magnetism between the two of you. So you have to allow that polarity to really take shape, to surface and be viscerally experienced between the two of you. That's what's going to draw you together. Now, of course, you're going to have to clarify your shared values and your goals and your lifestyle and all of those things for compatibility as well. But if you think of it as more of that tension side of things, that implicit communication that happens viscerally, that's more important in the beginning. And then as the relationship grows, it's going to shift into more of the feminine side, where it's the emotional intimacy, the validation, the empathy.
Very interesting point. Very interesting point, ladies and gentlemen. The voice of reason is on fire tonight. This is a heavy topic. And you know, I love these types of topics because they force us to think, right? The hidden costs of comfort. Are you avoiding the partners who will heal you? A radical challenge to the idea that safety equals happiness. There's so many hurt people out here. That's why you're hearing this narrative of loyalty, of trust, of you got to create a safe space. First off, you have to create a safe space within your own spirit. I mean, listen, moment of transparency here. I've been in relationship with folk, and they'll say, oh my God, I've been looking for this kind of person. You're the type of person I've been looking for. My goodness. The clarity of thought, the high level thinking. My God, you're giving me answers to questions that I've had my whole life. Man, this is going to work. But then they pull back because they realize he sees me. And then the anxiety starts to rise. I tried to send a sister a video on her attachment style. I don't want to see that. Don't send me that. She got triggered. I was like, oh, based on our initial conversations, I thought you were into this. No, not the kid. You boo now. When you were and I told her this, I said, you have conversations with low impact people because you don't have any skin in the game. But once they become a high impact person or a meaningful person based on your attachment style, you get triggered. See, the trigger isn't always designed for you to go backwards. Sometimes you got to do the opposite of what you've been conditioned to do this whole time. It's a coping mechanism. Me and Dr. Pacoya McCall Robinson, we're doing a relationship roundtable, and we were talking about trust as training wheels for intimate relationship. Well, just like riding a real bike, you're not supposed to have those damn training wheels on forever. They're training you to ride without. And then the manipulative part was about this particular sister was, hey, I need you to talk to my sister. Or I need you to help me navigate this issue with my sister. Okay. It literally said out of her mouth, I need the voice of reason. I said, okay. Help her with the situation. With her. She goes, that's enough. Go back to babe. Go back to babe. That's enough of the voice of reason. Because once I flip it and say, do you see how you're integrated into this? Do you see how your expectations of her? Do you see how your perspective of her limits your ability to connect with? Oh, no. Go back to babe now. Go back to babe. I need babe back. Do you see? People will want to be in the presence of the help, but they don't want the help to actually change them. Sister had me talk to some of her friends. No, okay, he just got home, y'all. But babe, can you talk to them? Because they going through it right now. Can you help them with their situation? Absolutely. Y'all can't take up too much of his time because he just got off the radio. But wow. One of the sisters looked at it, she said, damn, he good, man. Then she goes, but how did you end up with this one? Because she needs your help like the rest. You see? The hidden cost of comfort. At the top, I might look like comfort. Oh, this is good. He's attractive. He's smart. He's in radio. He's an author. He got a TV show. He this, that. Man, he's doing his thing. But when I turn the lens on you, see, it's good to be sitting off stage and watch me do it with other folk, right? It's good. But when I turn and look at you, see, because what you failed to realize about me, I'm looking at me and you at the same damn time. 1-800-920-1580. I want to talk to y'all about this comfort zone mess. Can we get out of it? Typically, our comfort zone is constructed by our unhealed wounds. If we never deal with the unrequited injury, right? We're going to be looking for certainty, trust, loyalty, predictability, consistency. We're going to be looking to placate the supply of the wound. You are operating in the same exact manner of a narcissist. You might not be NPD, clinically diagnosable as NPD, someone with narcissistic personality disorder, but wounds have an insatiable desire, just like narcissists. Narcissists need validation, approval, acknowledgement, control. They need all of that. But your wound is looking for what it didn't get in early childhood. The dynamics of intimate relationships often rest on the subtle interplay between attachment wounds, comfort zones, and the transformative potential of discomfort. The concept of holographic submission challenges traditional paradigms of relationships by suggesting that submission, when viewed through the lens of metaphysics, psychology, and spirituality, is not a surrender to external forces, but a profound act of self-awareness and growth. See, let me explain to you the holographic piece. The holographic piece, holographic submission. I don't mean submitting at work alone. See, some people think if I submit at work, I can be humble. I can bend the knee. Well, you're bending the knee because there's a benefit coming from there. And that's a low stake relationship. Let me bend the knee here. See, when we talk about that which is holographic, holos, whole, graphic, gramma, right? Grapha means whole, writing. That means the whole story is in every aspect of your life. It's like what I told my son. I said, if your room is disorganized, I guarantee your backpack is disorganized. If your backpack is disorganized, I guarantee you're slipping in some class somewhere. If you're slipping in some class somewhere, do you see what I'm saying? The whole story follows you. Everything you've ever been through follows you into every relationship. It's holographic. Damn the mask you wear. The whole you shows up and it permeates through the mask because that performance ain't gonna last forever. That mask is gonna start to slip. This is why we're talking about holographic submission. Submit to the fact that you can't have a healthy relationship with the one you want to be with if you don't have a healthy relationship with the one who raised you. If you can't find a way to forgive them for their shortcomings, for their humanity, how you going to forgive your significant other when they fall short of your wound's expectations? Hmm? The concept, again, right, of holographic submission challenges traditional paradigms of relationships by suggesting that submission, when viewed through the lenses of metaphysics, psychology, and spirituality, is not a surrender to the external forces, but a profound act of self-awareness and growth. Do you understand? Do you understand? Carl Rogers' concept of unconditional positive regard adds another layer of insight, emphasizing the healing power of acceptance, vulnerability, often seen as a byproduct of submission, may be reframed as an active step forward, towards deeper self-actualization. Submission, when grounded in a conscious choice, transforms a perceived loss of power to an act of liberation. And this is in alignment with Eric Fromm's perspective on love as an active force. See, love is not just supposed to make you feel good. Love is also supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. Why? Because love will push you somewhere that your wound won't. See, the wound is pulling, love is pushing. The wound is saying, stay here. I'm pulling you and anchoring you in what hurt you because it might be out there. Love is saying, no, we're freedom. And if you want it, you've got to unhinge yourself from that which anchors you in suspicion, in fear. Do you understand what's happening? These attachment wounds are the leaders of your relationship life. I know you don't want to hear it put that way, but that's what it is. And until you rectify it, until you reconcile it, until you embrace it with empathy, until you accept it, there won't be a healthy relationship. It'll just be challenges over and over and over again. John, Mountain View, Florida, Mountain View, Hawaii. Brother, what are your thoughts tonight on this topic?
Oh,
When I hear that, Artie, okay.
okay. Let me go here. The being able to hit the hidden cost of comfort
Oof.
is like is like paying the high price of paradise.
Oh, keep going. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
You may be here alone by yourself and got to make it work.
Keep going. Keep going. Yeah.
What is your success level? If success will keep you from jumping into the dark abyss without a parachute, you don't need to be here.
Come on. Oh, I'm listening.
In the spiritual sense of that jump that you need to make, the Christ who's waiting on you to make the jump, believing in him that everything's going to be all right. Why haven't you jumped yet?
Say it again. Say it again.
Success still lies upon your actions to act upon something you will never know until you jump. Let's go airborne. That's it.
Oh, come on, Brother John. I know you got another jewel for us. Give us one more. I know you got it for us. Come on.
Again, being uncomfortable in discomforting situations is what life is all about. The lesson you learn is going through the process. If you're willing to go, I'm waiting on you. I'll be your battle buddy. I got the 6. Let's go.
Let's go. It sounds, what you just said reminds me of the John Burroughs quote. You know, leap and the net will appear. Many of us, we gotta, and you put it in relational context, right? You better have that net. I'm not going nowhere.
And you get married knowing who this person is. Quit lying to yourself. You know
you don't. You get married knowing who they said they were.
What you want to know, that mask you're still wearing, break the mask. The mirror is open and it's still looking at you, y'all.
Wait, does the mask, Carl Jung's mask, does it have eye cutouts for your soul to look out and see the truth of something? Because I think many people's masks don't have eye cutouts. They're okay with not seeing. They just want to project an image and still not see what's coming in. Because if you see...
And I think Arthur said this maybe last week, but it has something to do with being the most genuine person you could possibly be. Ooh. So you can meet the most genuine person that is ready for you.
Come on. Pastor John, guess what you just did?
With a full belly of ulu and kimchi crab, Mountain View's in the house.
Mountain View, Hawaii is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me, 1-800-920-1580. We on fire tonight. We still got a lot to talk about. John Gilbreth out here cooking. John kicked the church doors open. Come on, man. I'm not perfect in any way, shape, or form, man. You know, I've made decisions based off of my unhealed wounds dictates. And I paid for those fucking choices. But with every consequence I had to face, God said, you're not going to face those consequences without getting a gift. And the gift was understanding. This is why you went through this. Now take this knowledge and help the people with it. Your job is to get hurt so you can help people get up. And I've been fighting this mission for a long fucking time. Right? I've been fighting it. Man, I don't want to keep getting hurt. I don't want to keep getting disappointed. Fuck. I don't want to keep making mistakes that causes me to get hurt. Damn. But with every hurt, there is a fucking universally divine jewel that is downloaded in me that I can't keep to myself. I talked to an astrologer. Yeah, your Sharon is in this placement. Nigga, you're a relationship scientist. That's what you're supposed to be doing. I talked to the human design dude. Oh yeah, you on the 3-5 line. Yeah, you the martyr and the Messiah. Or what is it? You're the heretic and the Messiah. You're supposed to take this universal knowledge and rewrite all this shit. What the fuck? Man, I be pissed the fuck off. Like, damn, I liked her. Spirit be like, go write that book. Get your ass in there and write. Here come the next download. The fuck?
Three signs that you are far too comfortable in your relationship. Number one, you criticize too much. It's a little bit like when you're teaching somebody that you love how to drive and you have to continually tell them that they're doing things wrong. Brilliant when you're learning how to drive, but terrible in a relationship. You need to express your complaints in a kind way, the right time, the right place. You know what to do. Number two, respect each other's time. Stop looking at your phone, stop looking at your iPad or your laptop, checking messages, emails. Have a look once in the morning, once in the evening. And number three, my favorite, never stop dating. It's amazing. Why would you stop anyway? You take each other for granted. Stop doing that right now. Whatever you used to do for the first few weeks, the first few months of your relationship, start doing it again. Stop taking each other for granted. Which one of those three resonates most with you? Put it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR back in the building. You already know what it is. We've come full circle after having come forward. Tonight's topic is triggering. I know. I was talking to my friend Gary in the cigar lounge today. What up, Gary? Gary is like, I ain't calling in. I hear what you be doing on the radio. I'm not calling in, Zo. He said, but I be listening. You be cooking, boy. You be cooking. I'll shout out to Gary. This that real work. Huh? What y'all want to talk about? Y'all want to talk about she don't cook, women don't know how to cook no more. Y'all want to talk about cooking? You know, the new women, they don't cook no more. Yo, let me get my homeboy Frank from Houston, Texas. Frank, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic, my friend?
Hey, what's going on, brother? So,
What's happening, man? What are your thoughts, brother?
long time listener. Been calling back in the days. Haven't had to call you in a long time. I got your book, long time ago. Signed copy and everything.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Pick that up. So it's been a few years since I talked to you, and I'm going through some things with my old lady right now.
All right, hold on 1 second. All I got to say to you, brother, just don't curse. We on live radio. I just want to make sure you don't curse. You know the rules.
Yes, sir. I will not curse. I know the rules. I'm new to this.
Okay.
So I will cursing at bare minimum. I will say biblical curse words.
Biblical curse words. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Talk to me, man.
All right, now, so, everything's been good with us, especially since we last spoke. And, certain things, we've been together for about 8 years. And we're hitting that itch. And it was a tragic situation that happened last year. And certain emotional things came out of my old lady, due to, a tragic event. And it changed. And I tried to be there supportive and everything else for the long part. But it's like she changed. And then we split up, tried to get back together, and split up again. And then she actually tried to get some help. And she realized, while we were separated, that, we grew too much together rather than apart. If you, well, shit, you know what I'm talking about.
You done did it. You done did it now. No cursing now, brother. We caught that one, but don't do it again.
Yeah, caught that one. I apologize. But brother Zoe, how do you not want to dismount a relationship when you know it's worth it? And she knows it's worth it because she constantly contacts me saying it's worth it. But I'm stubborn.
So let me just give you this, because I'm listening to what you're saying and I'm picking up what you're putting down. Let me just say this really quickly. Emotional enmeshment. You should look that up. And you should look up codependency. Let me explain, man. Again, man, relationships are designed to reveal the truth to you about you. So, yeah, y'all want to be together, but you can't be together to the detriment of your own internal health, your well-being. So, number one, therapy. Number two, you guys can take a little time off to recenter, recalibrate, and figure out what's happening internally. Oftentimes, we try to make things work while we're doing self-work, and it's very hard to do that. It's very hard to still be present. It's very hard to still be dialed in and locked in when you're trying to figure out, man, why am I making these types of choices? Why am I making these types of decisions? Sometimes you got to say, hey, and it's hard for people to have. I tried to have this conversation with a woman myself. Listen, what type of break are we going to take? Are we taking a break where we see other people? Or are we taking a break where we hold space for each other and then come back? What is the time limit we have? Is it a 2-week time limit? Is it a 4-week time limit? What are we committed to doing during that time apart? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because clearly you got to hit the reset button. Stay with me. Just stay with me, Frank. Don't go nowhere. When we come forward, the voice of reason gonna continue to keep cooking. Andy, what's your favorite instrumental?
What'd you say?
I said, what's your favorite instrumental?
So far?
No, yours.
Man, that's a tough question for me to.
You hip hop.
I like beats, so I mean.
I got a beat for you.
Grinding.
Grinding is crazy.
That's a little bit aggressive right there.
Grinding is crazy.
You never can go wrong with Shook Ones from my beat.
Shook One. Or
matter of fact, hold on.
Shook Ones and Survival of the Fittest. Both them slither.
It's a lot of Mobb Deep instrumentals. That's fire.
Crazy.
Let me see. You know, Spotify, this is it right here. Spotify, they released the greatest hip hop beats of all time.
Really?
You know when they had the 50 of hip hop or whatever?
What? The greatest hip hop beats?
Hip hop beats of all time. You want me to go in order?
Let's hear it.
All right. So I'm starting off with 50. 50. Not 50. It's number 50.
Okay.
Chief Keef, I Don't Like.
Okay.
49. 3-6 Mafia, Riding Spinners.
Okay.
48. Paid in Full, Eric B. and Rakim.
Okay.
47. Souls of Mischief, 93 to Infinity.
Okay.
Where we at? 45? 45, Cell Therapy, Goody Mob. 44, Snoop Dogg, C Murder, Down for My Niggas. 43, Shawty Low, They Know.
They Know. Hey, play They Know when we come back. Hey, when we come back. Let me see. That shit crazy.
I'm gonna just say him now.
I was in Atlanta when that shit came
For real?
out.
Oh, I'm already knowing.
That shit was nuts. I was in a club in Atlanta and that shit came on. I said, what the fuck?
Okay. We got Kendrick Lamar, MC8, Mad City.
Crazy.
Juvenile, High. YG, My Nigga.
Yeah.
Future, March Madness, banger.
Yeah.
True, Master P, Mia X, I'm Bout It.
Bout It.
Black Rob, Whoa. A Tribe Called Quest, Electric Relaxation.
Yeah, yeah.
DMX, Rough Riders Anthem.
Uh-huh.
Rick Ross, BMF, Blowing Money Fast.
Uh-huh.
Future, Mask Off. Gangstar, Mass Appeal. Mind you, we're going down. We're going down.
Yeah.
Children's Story, Slick Rick.
Yeah.
Tupac, Ambitions as a Rider.
Right.
Crime Mob, Nuck If You Buck.
Nuck if you buck,
Big
bitch.
Mill, Dreams and Nightmares.
Right.
Jizza, Liquid Swords.
Woo! That's a curveball right there. That's a knuckle.
The Far Side, Running.
Come on.
Nas, New York State of Mind.
Oh, we got to put running on here.
Camp Low.
New York State of Mind, crazy. Camp Low, crazy. It's getting crazier.
Trillville, Some Cut.
Yeah.
Pete Rock, CL Smooth. They Reminisce Over You.
This
is a banger for me. Diplomats, Dipset Anthem.
Okay.
Craig Mack, Flavor in Your Ear.
Mm-hmm.
Loonies, I Got 5 on it.
Mm-hmm.
Busta Rhymes, Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See.
It's getting crazy now.
Black Sheep, The Choice Is Yours.
Yep.
Jay-Z, Big Pimpin'.
Yep.
Rich Boy, Throw Some D's.
Woo! That one. Throw some D's on that. Boy, that people don't even know what that sample is.
I feel like we played it before.
It's Switch.
Yeah, right. We definitely played
Ooh,
it.
That sample crazy.
Here we go. Jada Kiss, Styles P, We Gon' Make It. Jay-Z, Kanye, Niggas in Paris.
Yeah.
Grandmaster Flash, The Message.
Ooh.
Dr. Dre, Nothing But a G Thing.
Come on.
Wu-Tang, Cream.
Yep.
Missy Elliott, Get Your Freak On.
Yep.
Travis Scott, Sicko Mode.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Jones, Paul Wall, Slim Thug, Still Tipping.
Mm-hmm.
Diddy, It's All About the Benjamins.
That shit slap.
Oh, I think we top 10. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 was Get Your Freak On. 9, Sicko Mode. 8, Still Tipping. 7, Diddy, It's All About the Benjamins. 6, Power, Kanye West. 5, Lil Wayne, A Milli. 4, Biggie Smalls, Who Shot You?
So I see how they doing this.
3, Clips, Grinding.
Yeah.
2, Mobb Deep, Shook Ones Part 2. Number 1, Still DRE, Dr. Dre, Snoop.
See, I see how they doing this.
Very
This
commercial.
is prestige.
100%, yeah.
Man, look up Get Down remix instrumental
Nas.
Q-Tip.
Q-Tip.
It's for Craig Mack.
Okay.
It's a song for Craig Mack. Q-Tip produced it, the
I
remix
thought we played this before.
instrumental.
Let me see.
Find that motherfucker and come back to that.
What was the name?
Get Down remix. That's one of the coldest beats ever. Yo, if y'all enjoying the show, please go to my Cash App, man. I'm trying to get everybody in, not everybody, but I'm trying to get most of y'all to go to my Cash App and drop a 5 spot. Can y'all do that? Do your brother a solid for tonight's topic. Can y'all go there? Man, can y'all go there? Please. My Cash App is $ so what netter. 99 2000 beats. Drop is sick. Yeah. My Cash App, there it is. $ so what netter. Hey, 321. LL Cool J, crazy. Yep. No, I was hit. Backseat of my Jeep. Nope. But Get on down. Can you get down?
Hi, I am Dr. Kim Sage. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, please consider subscribing and clicking the bell, and that way you'll get notified when I post new videos. Today's video is part of this series I'm doing called Wildly Loved, which is really taken from this group I used to run years ago called Loved. It was a group therapy dynamic where we had, really about 8 to 10 members, and everything was kind of grounded in attachment theory, and yet we would also talk about everyone's stories and traumas and wounds and marriages and relationships and divorces and just everything. It was such a great experience, and so I wanted to kind of recreate that here on my channel with this series. So thank you so much for being here. Today's video is about how CPTSD impacts intimacy in the physical sense the most. And so we know that intimacy, as a result of sort of what that really means, encompasses lots of things: spiritual connections and intimacy, emotional, physical, sexual. There are so many places where relational intimacy has an impact on our lives. But there's a certain kind of impact that having a more complex or childhood trauma dynamic, what that can do to how we express ourselves with our partners physically. And so I thought we would just go through that a little bit. And if you want to check out some more videos I've got here on understanding this series or complex trauma, please consider doing that. Now, the bottom line is that the fear of intimacy is related to this, but the complex trauma dynamic has a couple of specific areas. We're going to go into those. But really quickly, when we have intimacy issues, we have a difficulty with expressing with our partner, what we like, what we want, what we need, what we fantasize about. We often don't, as a result of that, we don't communicate that clearly or well. We often don't want to share what we really want and feel, or we might actually sabotage subconsciously intimate connections. We might avoid physical contact at all costs, even though in the beginning it seemed fine. We might refrain from ever being spontaneous or doing anything outside the box and be kind of rigid about how things occur. And so if you think about all the dynamics that occur with more trauma brain, where we're dealing with fears around abandonment and low sense of self, and having an inner critic, and having emotional dysregulation or flashbacks, certainly the more severe the trauma is, especially as it relates to your body and intimacy, the more severe these issues might be. So I'm not necessarily talking about childhood trauma around the body, but I'm just talking about in general childhood trauma in terms of how that can affect our ability just to engage intimately in relationships. And so the bottom line is that what really happens with complex trauma is that people who have a more CPTSD type diagnosis or story are in general going to have more psychological distress. They're going to struggle more with anxiety and overthinking and, like I said, inner critic and depression, and potentially chronic health issues like fatigue, autoimmune disease, IBS, diabetes, obesity.
Man, Dr. Kim is in here cooking. Don't you think this is where your lack of capacity comes from? What happened to our caller? Bring him back. Oh, man. He was calling from Houston, Texas. Get back in here, brother, because I was about to go to work on you. Brother Frank, come back in here, man. 1-800-920-1580. But people fail to realize, man, when she's breaking this CP or childhood post-traumatic stress disorder, she's breaking that down, and basically it impairs you, right? Relationally, right? Why? I would love for everybody to go get that Babette Rothschild's book, The Body Remembers, or The Body Keeps Score. Because when you are traumatized in childhood, it's encoded in your body. Your body stores it. Your body remembers what your mind seeks to forget. Do you see? So now you're on autopilot programmed by trauma. When you're programmed by trauma, trauma hijacks everything in relationship. Why? Because trauma is saying, hey, this isn't safe. This is when you hear people, I don't have the capacity to deal with blah, 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 blah. That's the trauma talking. But I'm here to tell you, you can heal trauma. And it's a lifelong journey. It's never going to be over. But you can progressively get better, moment to moment, day to day, year to year. You can progressively get better. You got to remember, healing is a lifelong journey, just like self-knowledge. The acquisition of self-knowledge is a lifelong journey. We got to get used to using discomfort as the catalyst for growth. The tendency to cling to comfort is a hallmark of insecure attachment. As B.F. Skinner's behavioral models suggest, humans are conditioned to seek reinforcement in ways that maintain equilibrium. So when you're wounded, your wounds are seeking ways to maintain equilibrium. I'm still here. Don't forget about us. We don't want to get stepped on again. Do you see? Okay, I'll keep going. I'm sorry. Right? Frank, call back, brother. Humans are conditioned to seek reinforcement in ways that maintain equilibrium, even when this equilibrium is detrimental. Trauma bonding, as defined by Patrick Carnes, exemplifies this cycle. Individuals often repeat patterns of unhealthy submission to soothe attachment wounds. Listen, if you don't break up with that damn wound, how you gonna get the win? We date people, man, that makes our wounds feel safe. I want you to make a distinction. You can have internal safety, but you're not supposed to be making your wounds comfortable. You're supposed to be healing them wounds. And sometimes healing those wounds start off in an uncomfortable space. Looking at the wounds, embracing the wounds, looking at the wounds through the eyes of empathy, self-empathy, which I like to rephrase the term self-care. I like to rephrase it or recontextualize it as self-empathy. Can breaking free from such bonds require a redefinition of submission? You can't submit to your partner if your wounds are in control. Do you see? What if you submitted to looking at your wounds, to embracing your wounds? Would this be a courageous act of stepping into the unknown? Most of us automatically suppress the wound. Thomas Campbell's holographic theory of reality suggests that every relationship dynamic reflects a larger interconnected system. When we view submission through this lens, it becomes clear that our experiences of power, vulnerability, and attachment are not isolated, but a part of a broader process of spiritual and psychological evolution. From the spiritual perspective, the teachings of Ramana Maharishi and Mahavatar Babaji emphasize the dissolution of the ego as a pathway to enlightenment. Submission in this context becomes a process of surrendering the false self, the self that is governed by the wound, defined by fear, attachment, and control, while embracing the higher true self, the authentic self. This aligns with Pema Chodron's concept of radical acceptance, which challenges us to confront discomfort with compassion and curiosity rather than avoidance. Rumi and Khalil Gibran, they offer poetic insights into the paradox of submission. Gibran, the poet, Gibran's poem, The Prophet, speaks of love as a force that shakes the foundation of our ego, while Rumi reminds us the wound is the place where the light enters you. These teachings urge us to reframe discomfort as a threat, not as a threat, but as a gateway to transformation. Do we really want to transform, or do we want to stay comfortable? This is why you date the safe guy. And I'm not talking about dating the drug dealer, the dope dealer, the gang member. I'm not talking about dating somebody that's wounded like you. I'm talking about dating somebody that's not, that will make your wounds uncomfortable. When the feeling of envy, how do they have it all figured out? Why is it that they understand these deeper concepts and I don't? Why do they make it seem so simple to do? Do you know what I've been through? Have you ever had those feelings well up within you, and you're in the presence of somebody that's actually causing it, triggering it? Why not lean into that? Like, let me feel it for a moment. Am I jealous of them because they appear to be spiritually more evolved than me? When we come forward, I'm going back to Houston to talk to Frank, and then Charleston, South Carolina, to talk to Theo. Let's get it. Yo, this was a dummy ass topic, yo. Hey, this one right here? It made Joe's East Coast accent come out as comedy. There comes a time in a man's life, you know, Miss Purdy. There comes a time in a man's life. Excuse me, my lip. This one of them ones. That movie thought it just came out. You know, Miss Purdy, there comes a time in a man's life where I watch that movie at least once a month. That shit funny as hell. This week has been awesome. I believe we only got 10 minutes left in the show. Listen, for anybody that hasn't dropped that $5 on the Cash App, I would really appreciate it if you would do me that solid. If you found value in this information tonight, if you found value in this content tonight, right? If you think this content is applicable to your life in terms of helping you up level, man, please go to my Cash App and drop a 5 spot. The Cash App is $ZoWhatNetter. Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR, man, I keep it lit up in here. Y'all know what it is. My playlist has been my co-host all night. We've been playing the greatest hip-hop instrumentals, man, and we on fire tonight. Let me get my brother Frank from Houston back in here. Frank, let's wrap it up real quick. Mm-hmm. Oh, Frank, you gotta stop cursing, brother.
Back 10 more minutes.
All right.
Your gentleman, but the South got something to say. I enjoy the content. But go on, cook real quick. said you had something to say, so I'm going to sit back and listen.
So yeah, I just want you to think about it. I'm not asking you to break up with your woman. I just want you to think about it. I want you to think about, taking a little time, and it doesn't have to be long. You understand? It's a recalibration period. I think you guys should probably go do counseling separately. And I think whatever issues that you guys have from childhood that you guys can't work out, you can't possibly work that out with each other. I think you guys should work that out with a counselor and create a game plan for whether or not you guys should stay in this relationship. I'm not saying you guys don't have the potential to do well. I'm just saying you probably don't have a great chance of making it work if you guys are not doing inner work. And sometimes people will say, go do the inner work, and they don't really give you a blueprint on how to do that. I suggest counseling as a means of working with someone who can help you navigate. You understand the topography of your spirit internally. Like, this is how I was raised. This is how I behave in relationships. This is how I show up, and it's probably bringing some consternation to my partner. She can do the same thing. And you might, and listen, you might come out of it better off, because now you guys can come back with a self plan of how to heal, of how to deal with what you guys brought into the relationship. And if anything is unconscious, it could be revealed in those sessions with a clinically certified counselor. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. And in fact, that's exactly what we're doing. Currently, it's only been like a month. And she's seeking, counseling. Like I said, there was a tragic event that occurred last year.
Mm-hmm.
It was a major loss.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I'm not a new listener. I've been following you for years. I used to call you back in the days.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we both are trying to do something different than what failed in the past.
So just remember, this is a natural happening in relationships. There's rupture and then there's repair. But both partners have to be willing to, commit to the repair process. And it is my understanding that repair is not about the relationship. The relationship will repair itself once the people in it repair themselves. You get what I'm saying? You guys, if you guys are willing to work that through, but it has to start with you, right? It has to start with her. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir, because, I actually, build cars on the side. So I look at it like, okay, I can sit on the car for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
It never left the driveway. But every now and then, I work on it, and it works out.
Mm-hmm.
That's a dedication, You got to be committed.
Right.
Not committed, then there's no point.
But
Because you know what you're doing the long.
but I would say this: keep an open mind. That's what I would say. Keep an open mind. Don't look, we're doing this so we could stay together. I would say keep an open mind. Say, I'm doing this to make myself better. And if we so happen to stay together, great. Right? But if we have to grow apart, and that's okay too, we can leave on good terms, right? But don't do things for a particular outcome in terms of you and her. You should do it for me. Like, I want to be better. I want to be a better person. I want to be a better person in relationship. Do it for that sake, right? For that reason. And if it works out and you guys wind up together, perfect. Does that make sense? All right, good brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in. You brought Houston, Texas in the building. I was trying to get nephew on, but he want to hang up. Cool. He need more time to talk. Right? Is that what it is? He need time to spread his wings. Think of this quote that I'm about to hit you guys with in terms of insecure attachment styles. The insecure person is fearful and prone to jealousy, clinging, possessiveness, and attachment in relationships, an approach that always brings frustration. The purpose of these feelings is to bind and tightly possess the other, to achieve security by preventing loss, and at times to punish the other for our own fear of loss. Again, these attitudes tend to bring into manifestation the very thing that we are holding in mind. The other person now feeling pressured by our energy of dependency and possessiveness has an inner impulse to run for freedom, to withdraw, to detach, and to do the very thing that we fear the most. These attitudes lead to constantly wanting to influence others. You see? Because people intuitively pick up our wish to control them. Their response is to resist. So the only way to bring about relinquishment of their resisting us is to let go of wanting to influence them in the first place. This means letting go of the inner fears as they come up. That's Dr. David R. Hawkins from his book, Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender. If you're anxious, preoccupied, you don't want to let go, but you have to. Listen, I start the conversations. It's really up to you to finish them. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. You already know what it is. Tomorrow, I got another slapper. Tomorrow's my Friday. I hope you enjoyed tonight's topic. I'll see you tomorrow with another bombshell of a topic. Great topic tonight, y'all. You guys were amazing. Andy, great show, bro. You already know, man. We in here. I'll holler at you tomorrow. Great stuff tonight. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Deuces.